ParTay People, was popping. Welcome back to another episode of ReparTay Season 3. It's the third season, it's the three-piece season, and we're super excited. If you don't know me by now, I am your host, and I go by the name of Taylor May. If this is your first time stopping in tonight, or if you haven't already, go ahead and click that subscribe button, you guys. Make sure you're staying in tune and on alert with everything ReparTay. And if you've already subscribed, then go ahead and give this video a thumbs up, because you know that I know that we know you're going to enjoy tonight's content in advance. And last but not least, if you've already done both of those, then go ahead and share this video, because we want everybody to be able to join the ParTay, right? Right. So now that we're taking care of business, let's get into tonight's topic. Okay, so tonight's episode should be a fun one, but a simple one. Tonight's question was, what are some signs that a relationship is dying? We hate to see it. We really hate to see it, but you know, it happens sometimes, and you know, we got to talk about those signs so people are aware of what's happening when a relationship is dying. But before we get too far into what I think the different sides are, let's check in with our ParTay people and see what they had to say. Hey, Kater.
What's up, Tay?
All right, so your question is, what are some signs that a relationship is dying?
Ooh.
What are some signs that a relationship is dying?
That is done?
It's dying.
Dying.
But done is the same, so yeah.
Probably when you start communicating less, like you just allow things to happen. I've seen that. I know some people, they may get argumentative, but historically, I can tell the relationship is dying if we don't talk.
When one person fall out of love, I would say. Like, you could kind of tell like where the effort is if both parties are putting in, you know, the same amount of work for a relationship. Once one person starts kind of like taking that step back, then you could kind of tell like either it's going downhill.
Like, we're not arguing, we just whatever. You know, you go out, do whatever you want to do. I'm gonna go do what I want to do, and then no one cares. Like, so I feel like once that happens, it's a wrap.
Or somebody got some feelings that they're not talking about, or the biggest thing is communication. Like, once you stop talking about your problems, just be like, oh yeah, it's whatever. It's not whatever, bro. No, listen. It's a lie.
Thank you so much for those video interviews. They mean the most to me. But you know we got to stop and show love to all my people answering on Instagram. You too can take part of this process. All you have to do is go visit my Instagram page, click on the QTNA highlight, and answer some of those questions in there. And then you can see your answers right here on ReparTay, just like some of my ParTay people are about to right now. So X Jordan Michelle X says heavy shoulders. Flyboy Net said bad body language and being nonchalant. Juicy Contradiction said when I want to do somebody else. Girl. Brit_Blunt said we ain't breathing cause you mine for forever. Ma'am, okay. King_Nick07 says communication starts lacking and lying starts. That is so true. The Gapsters says feeling distant, no intimacy. Jador Raven says lack of effort, lack of communication, excuses. Ooh, come on, Raven, you own it, you own it. Aaron_Pops_ says you feel like you're going through the motions. Ooh, come on, Aaron. And last but not least, in JMB We Trust says boring sex. Okay, signs that a relationship is dying. Let's start with the most obvious one, communication. If you guys aren't communicating anymore, it's probably a sign that it's about to wrap up. A lot of people think that arguing means that your relationship is about to end. And to a degree, that's somewhat true, because healthy communication is definitely a part of the relationship, but at least you're still communicating. So if you guys are still arguing, that means that two people still care. And two people that still care means that sometimes you're able to make it work. Now, sometimes that's also not the case, but arguing is healthy in any relationship. So if you're still arguing, it's not a sign that it's about to die. If you're arguing too frequently, maybe you need to take a pause and figure out if what you're arguing is really worth arguing about. But if you guys are not communicating anymore, that's one of the most clear signs that the relationship is dying. Because when you just don't care, you just don't talk about it. Let's be honest. I'm a talker, okay? Everybody knows Taylor Made is a talker. That's how we got to ReparTay, because I like to talk. So if there's at any point in our relationship when I stop talking, I have checked out. And you know, women check out in stages. We check out mentally first, then emotionally, and then physically. We be plotting. David Arnold said that best. We check out in stages, okay? There's never just I woke up today and I decided this ain't for me no more. No. We do this in stages. It's mental first, then the heart checks out, and then we physically be like, I gotta bounce. For me personally, I know if I stop talking to you, I don't like you no more. If I stop answering, you know, people stop answering your phone calls, if they're texting back, they're not texting back anymore. if you're not talking as much as you used to, when you do talk, you're not really talking about anything, that's one of the clear signs that a relationship is dying. It has run its course and that you guys have nothing else to talk about. One or two people have decided that this just ain't for me anymore and I just gotta be out. A second sign that a relationship is dying is body language. And I never knew that this was a thing until my mom pointed it out. So if you're watching this, I truly am sorry. But there was this one time I had an ex, and in my mind and in my heart, I loved him dearly. But every time he came around, I would be like, oh, here he comes. Oh my God. Like, I would be so upset. And my body language would show me just irritation every time they were around. I'd be rolling my eyes, not making eye contact. You know, women, when we be in the car and we mad at our dude, we make our body face the other way. They be driving and we be like, I'm fine, I don't want nothing to eat, I'm good. Knowing good and well you hungry. So your body language is a clear indicator that you are just over it. You know, when you feel that tension, your jaw's clenched and your shoulders are heightened and you got that tension right here in the middle of your forehead, that might be a sign. When you see your significant other, your first reaction should not be irritation. If it is, you need to check the status of your relationship because it might be dying. And I felt so bad because I know he really loved me and I did love him at the time, and I was just like, I don't know what it is, but every time I see this dude, I just want to punch him in the throat. I don't know why. Just gets on my nerves. But that's that checking out in stages thing that I told you about earlier. Mentally, I was out of it. My heart was still in it, but mentally, I was just like, we can conclude. You need to pay attention to your body language when you're around your significant other. Are you guys still holding hands? Are you still kissing? Are you still hugging each other? When you get to see your significant other, are you excited or are you just like, oh my God, who invited him? Why is he here? Why is she here? You know, you just want to make sure that you're checking your body language. Nonverbal communication is still communication. So you need to make sure that along with verbally talking, that your nonverbal is matching up, because those two cannot be communicating also. So if you can say, I love him, I want to be with him, but your body be like, girl, bye. Which brings me to point number 3. It ain't me, mom and dad, I'm just saying, but if y'all not having sex no more, that's a real clear sign that this relationship probably to go down. Now, if you're not having sex in the first place, that's great. That's admirable. I love it. Keep abstaining. Keep being celibate. You guys have made your contractual agreement for how long you're gonna hold out. That's beautiful. That's wonderful. But if you were cracking cheeks at one point and it just stopped, yeah, it's probably a wrap. It's probably a dub after that. Or if like your sex stops being exciting like it used to be, like if you just like, oh, okay, we having sex, but here. Check your sex meter. Sex is unfortunately an important part of relationships. So if your sex has changed, you have stopped having sex, it's time to talk. It's time to sit down and figure some things out. Just because a relationship is dying does not mean it's not salvageable. There's still a chance that you may be able to save your relationship, and here are some things that I suggest in order to do that. Number 1, sit down and talk. So if you guys aren't able to talk amicably by yourselves, then I always suggest going to sit with a couples therapist. If not a couples therapist, maybe a pastor that you guys both love. Because you need someone to help you see objectively sometimes and not subjectively. So I always suggest going to sitting down and talking with somebody. Number 2, check yourself. Okay? A lot of people want to blame their partner for when their relationship is dying. But before I call it quits, or I just give up on my partner, I like to see, like, Taylor, did you do everything that you can do to be a good partner? Hello? I think it's really important for us to sit back and evaluate, if my relationship is dying, have I been doing everything that I can do as a partner to keep my relationship thriving? Sometimes the answer is no. So you really have to like remove your ego from the situation and really be honest with yourself and really ask like, okay, I feel like my relationship is dying. It could be my partner's fault, but before I go and evaluate their performance, let me self-check mine. Maybe I'm not doing everything that I need to do. Maybe I don't pop up on him with gifts like I used to. Maybe I don't give her compliments the way that I used to. Maybe I'm not telling him how much I love him lately. Maybe he's not, whatever the case may be, you know what I'm saying? You have to self-check and be like, am I doing everything that I can do to make this relationship work? Number 3, make a list. I'm a huge fan of lists. A pros and cons list, I do it all the time. What's working in this relationship, what's not working in this relationship. And then once you make your pros and cons list, put that against your deal breaker list. Everybody should have a deal breaker list. These are things that I'm not gonna tolerate, period, okay? I don't care who you are, Idris Elba, August Alsina. I'm not tolerating this foolishness with you, no more. I'm not doing it. Mine is cheating. We ain't doing that, But everybody should have a deal breaker list. The truth of the matter is relationships are work, okay? They are hard work, point blank period. Whether it's going well, whether it sucks, whether it's not going well and it could be better, whether it's not going well and just need to end it, relationships are work, period. I actually wrote an article on ReparTay.com. I'm gonna put the link in the description below. And it's about, is your relationship hard work or is it not working? Okay, that's the fourth thing I want you to do. I want you to go to ReparTay.com and read that article. Is your relationship hard work or not working? Because there's a difference. Relationships are a lot of work. People think that it's just cute pictures, posting for the gram, matching outfits and all that corny jazz, taking vacations, having somebody to claim, getting your feet rubbed, getting your booty smacked, whatever the case may be. It's not all roses, okay? And even if it is roses, you have to realize roses come with thorns. So if you just grab a rose by the stem, you probably gonna cut yourself. Will that cut heal? Yeah, but you gotta do the work to heal it. Put some Neosporin on it, put a Band-Aid on it. Let it breathe every now and again. It takes work. A lot of people think that a relationship is dying when it really just requires more work than they are willing to put in. Hello? Relationships are hard work. So your relationship could not be dying. It could just be requiring you or your significant other to put in more work than you are willing to do at this current moment. So self-check and evaluate. Well, that's all I got for today. I hope that something that I have said or something that my ParTay people said was helpful. If you find yourself in this position, please make sure you're going to ReparTay.com and checking out some of those previous episodes. You can also check out more blog posts that have been written by me, and you can subscribe to the website. So if you want to stay in tune with all things ReparTay and things that are coming down the pipeline, subscribe to ReparTay.com. Make sure you're following me on all of my social media. You can find me pretty much anywhere at ReparTay_. That's the name of the show with an underscore right after it. And last but not least, I want you guys to have a safe, blessed, and prosperous week. Thank you so much for joining me here tonight. Catch me next Tuesday at 8 p.m. But until then,